Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Why I'm leaving Korea. I ain't gonna lie, I have no idea who this person is, but the title got me. I saw the title, I want to see why she's leaving Korea. Let's see.
we saw reasons to go to Korea.
What are
The
reasons to
food
go?
looks good.
Oh, well, I'm assuming she's leaving because, the political climate, but let's see.
For a year and a half now as an English teacher, and honestly I thought I was going to live here for at least 2 or 3 years. I feel like 1 year just doesn't really scratch the surface of anything, and plus moving to another country is a lot of
That's a lot of work.
So why did I call it quits after just 1 year?
It's a lot of work, but I feel like I don't know if she's single, but I would assume, because I feel like when you single by yourself, it's not that hard. Now that you have family, especially kids, to uphold the kids, bring to another place, that's hard. Like you can't do that with the kids, but I don't know, as a solo person, it's easier.
Of living here
I would think
in South
opposite.
Korea.
I would think it's harder because
How?
if she moves there by herself, she has to do everything by herself. All that effort to only stay there for 1 year to pack it up and move again. Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm
but
staying
that's
at least
just
another 2 years.
that-
And on top of that, you must get lonely
my
too by yourself.
God.
You're here by yourself.
Yeah, but Rochelle, it's just like a 2 days worth of moving, and that's it. With the kids, it's not about the physical labor that's hard. It's about the figuring out the schools, figuring out like the
For her
daycare,
too,
like
I'm just thinking. I just have a different perspective.
Okay.
Even though it seemed like I was thriving, I was just starting to make friends and build a social media presence, and I'm having so much fun. So why am I calling it quits?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
understand.
You're about to find out. Grab some coffee, grab some tea, get comfy, because we're going to be spilling some of this. This is tea, by the way. By the way, I want to preface that if you clicked on this video thinking that I was just going to roast Korea for like 20 minutes straight, I'm sorry to disappoint. This is not going to be that video because I already feel like you know the reasons why Korea...
Do you think she's like her parents or from South Korea? I don't think she doesn't look South Korean to me.
I don't know.
I don't know.
be an unpleasant place to live in. It's like one of the most depressed countries. The low birth rates, getting overworked, getting underpaid type thing, competition.
Depressed.
Oh.
There are just so many things that you probably already know about, so I'm not going to go over all
I
that.
didn't know that.
I kind of wanted to...
Yeah, Japan is like number one, or maybe was, I don't know if this is, but number one in suicide rates. And because I know, because Lithuania was the second, so we were like, Japan and Lithuania was battling for number one spot. But yeah, so depression and suicide is kind of like hand in hand. So I would think South Korea is similar.
just update you on my individual journey and the reasons why I chose to cut my time short here, because I feel like it's kind of largely due to my own shortcomings and being unable to put in the work and integrate well into society.
Well, what's cool though, she has a washer inside the unit. That's cool. I didn't think that was common in Korea, but that's dope.
Hi, my name is Kat. I am an ex-accountant, and I came here to South Korea to become an English teacher and to see if I liked teaching kids before I put in the work to go back to school and get an education degree. Finally came to a verdict after a year pondering whether or not I should pursue a career in teaching and education, and I will get to that in a bit. So let's talk about the reasons I'm leaving.
What do you think
The first reason
she decided? Yes or no?
No.
She said, F them kids.
is this thing called directionless productivity. Here in Korea, everybody knows that you become more productive than you probably ever have. Like, you work harder than most of the world. Korea is a burnout society, which means that everything is based on achievement. The rate of people having a second job here is 54.8%, and that is up from 2022 statistics where it was at 42%. So I always just...
I feel like that's common here too, though.
I was about to say, I thought, America was like, oh, people, work 2-3 jobs,
Yeah.
everywhere else is good, but apparently...
And like hustle culture.
Yeah, apparently, I know you don't
I'm
speak
dying
English,
here.
apparently not really.
felt like the need to hustle here because I was just afraid I wasn't going to be able to afford anything nice in life. So as an English teacher here, obviously, you're going to be able to get by on the salary. But, past anything that, like, if you wanted to actually start life, you wouldn't be able to on the salary, which
That's
I am kind of getting to the age where I should be considering settling down and figuring out how to afford to take care of maybe other people in my life. Currently still single, don't have to worry about that, but I was feeling the pressure. Actually, before coming here, I was not a coffee drinker, But after coming here, I realized that like I'm 24 hours of the day, I'm so exhausted. I did not feel the need to when I was back in North America. Basically, if you've been following me on Instagram, you can know that I've been hustling. So this year, on top of teaching, I've been working with like 3 different tourism agencies. I've been working with skincare brands. And obviously I'm burnt out and tired, but I think more than that, I kind of hated who I started to become, because I was just putting out just stuff that I didn't want to put out, like cringe content, as you could say, like, and just not the content that I truly wanted to put out. Stuff had like no substance, and I just wanted to kind of like grow a skill in like.
Also, I kind of feel
I
like
respect her.
she's not Korean. Well, it doesn't have to be, but since she's teaching English, it's possible she doesn't speak Korean, and because that's like. For immigrants that don't speak the language but speak English, like from Americans or Canadians, she said North America, so either one. Like the job to do in a foreign country is English teacher. Like we see that in Europe, whenever like Americans go to Europe, it's English teacher. So that's why I also kind of feel like if she doesn't speak Korean.
You know what you told me? Is that, if we go to Europe, you could teach English. I'm like,
That's what I said.
People talking like me.
Some area, which I didn't feel like I was doing with the social media. So I was doing the 9 to 7.
I mean, it's a need, Everybody, kids grow up, they need to learn the language, so there's a need for the job.
And then like 7 to
Nothing
11.
wrong with it.
And then
I'm not saying it's
myself
like,
out and
it's
asking
bad.
myself like, what was it all for? And I think one of the reasons why you get burnout is because there's a part of you that knows maybe like this is not fulfilling, this is not where you're supposed to be, this work is not progressing you forward in life. Every day when I laid down on the pillow, it wasn't like,
I feel like you feel that way anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's just anywhere when you don't get enough rest.
Like I've done so much, I was so productive, like, I'm moving forward towards my goals. It was more like, I'm exhausted and I didn't even know what it was all for. And that really stung me, because if I'm working hard and not knowing where my direction is, like what is the point of putting out this hard work? It's like literally worse than doing nothing, because at least I'm not like funneling my energy into something that I thought was meaningless. So there's this book called Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg McKeown. One of the quotes that stuck out to me was, Essentialism is about making the wisest possible investment of your time and energy in order to operate at our highest point of contribution of doing only what is essential.
I know about
and I just felt like I was doing everything but the things that actually mattered to me. And so what is productivity without direction? It's actually nothing. So I realized this, and
that's
I
how I
realized
live by.
This had to stop. But this is a journal entry that I had in December 2023, and I was literally still writing that I was burned out, but for some reason I'm still burned out. Anyways, so last year I wrote down this quote that was so profound, and I should really be taping this to my wall. I probably will after, but it says, ask yourself, is the hardship worth it? Because if the hardship isn't worth it, then you should quit. The worst thing you can do is have it be hard and meaningless. Mic drop at that, really. Okay.
That's a good quote.
Yeah. A perfect example. Doing your taxes. Is this hardship worth it? Yes. Because you don't want to go to jail.
Oh, this brings me to the second reason I'm leaving.
Do you want to go to jail?
No. I realized I am not teacher coded. I feel like I knew this even before I started this journey, because I wanted to get a sense of like if teaching was right for me. I realized I just don't really go above and beyond trying to become a better teacher. These days, I've just been super exhausted that I cannot physically plan lessons anymore. Like, I just go in sometimes and I just throw up a video. For example, if we're learning a new grammar concept, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to explain this better than a video probably can. And why would I want to waste, like, my voice where I'm literally talking for, like, 10 hours straight every day?
I wish, for teachers, they gave more job satisfaction, because I feel like teachers will be more inclined to stay as teachers and teach kids, which is very important, if they were getting, the pay that they need to not only survive, but to thrive.
And so I will just, like, throw up a video, and then I'll just, like, help the kids if they have questions type thing. And I will say that one of the reasons why my mindset changed to be like...
That's interesting methodology of teaching, to show a video and...
I had teachers like that. I thought those were cool teachers.
Really?
Yeah. The teachers that I actually learned from were the hardest, the meanest teachers that was so hard, that gave us so much work to do.
But
that's when I learned.
That's what I'm saying. Like a teacher, I was in those shoes too. So whenever like somebody just puts your video, it's like whatever, you don't do nothing in the class, cool. But if that's like every class, you just fucking watch videos, like what kind of teacher is that? I mean, as a kid, oh yeah, cool.
That's
It's a
fun,
cool
yes.
teacher, yeah. But like looking at it, that's not teaching.
Yeah.
Like a kid just can go get a video for homework. Oh, your homework, go on YouTube, watch this video.
Is because I feel like I don't like the Hagwon system. So the Hagwon system is like kind of like a cram school academy, private school, and it's $1 billion industry here in Korea. But basically, it makes me so mad because the kids just like don't ever touch grass. Kids need to be able to play and explore and outside. But you know what? This is just like not how a childhood should be. Like imagine it's like prison. You should be able to go outside and like play hide and seek in the lake or whatever. Like these kids, man, I just feel so bad for them sometimes. They have like school from like 9 to 5 and then they go to like their piano academy or their taekwondo academy. And it's just like, when will these kids get to live? Yeah, I just want these kids to touch grass, you know? I just want them to
Maybe
feel
9 to 5 is a
the
lot.
wind blowing through their
But
hair.
I don't mind the piano lessons in taekwondo.
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 Play in the
What?
mud or whatever. I don't know what
say
kids do.
hi.
Does not
Oh,
be in a
hi.
classroom 90% of their childhood days. The
I'm
kids
going
are
to
teaching
say
like
twice
years
is what you
old.
say.
Like at 4, you should. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of like the biggest gripe I have with teaching and education these days. I don't know. I wish there was like a better system for it. Okay, so the third reason, I just couldn't figure out how to learn the Korean language and be able to speak it. Like after a year, I pretty much saw no improvements in my Korean. And to be honest, I'm not even super mad about that because I just realized that I know that I wouldn't have been able to put in the time and effort to study and learn Korean. There's just so many other things on my plate this year that I obviously thought was more important. For example, work, social media, church, hanging out with friends, even reading other books, self-help, and watching TV, and watching great animations and stories on the internet. So I just thought that like all of those things kind of trumped studying Korean. And so therefore I didn't really like learn much Korean, and therefore it's just really hard to live in Korea if you don't know Korean. Like I could try to find a good job, but it like because of my Korean language skills, like I would just not be able to get a job. In the end, you have to know Korean to get a good non-teaching job in Korea, and I just can't.
That's everywhere in the world. I think you have to know their language to get a non-teaching job. It's just how it is. Unless you're like a very specialized expert, like close to C-level position, then you'll get a job based on your expertise, and they work with you because like they need your expertise.
Except the one country in the Norway,
Finland?
Finland. They said no.
They will take you as well. It's just harder. But if you like an expert, anybody will take you. Those are needed. But if you're just kind of like whatever, you would just want a job. Yeah, you gotta speak the language.
I see myself living here long term. I don't think that it would just be a really expensive place to like raise your kid, and you want to put them through all this, you know, like Hagwon, cram school stuff. Yeah, it's too tiger mommy for me. There's like other places to explore too. Like I really want to.
I wonder, how do you become a tiger mom? Do you like?
What is
especially if you
tiger
got,
mom?
it's like very like work, study. You need to have A. No A minus, is A. You need to be perfect in all your marks, the best of the best. So I wonder if you gone through that and you know become successful, why would you put your child through that?
Because you want your child to be successful.
Yeah, but I would think after going to that situation, you would have empathy.
But what empathy? It worked out in the end. You got successful. That's what it took.
I don't know.
In China, like Shanghai specifically, maybe Taiwan, Singapore. Actually, Shanghai and Singapore are probably like my 2 dream cities that I would like to go to next, and then like have the dream shattered. Because you know, reality is always very different. But I will say that I learned a lot about myself while I was here.
Because I feel like if I was a parent, I don't want my kid to go through like sadness of not feeling good enough because they tried and they failed. And then on top of that, me be hard on them.
But that's life, though.
No. But then on top of that, me be hard on them. I would approach that differently. Okay, we have to figure out why you're not doing it well, and we work and to improve. I'm not saying for them to just straight out fail, but I cannot be like they fail and then I'm gonna step on them and just.
Right, you don't need to, rub it in.
Yeah, but I feel like with Tiger Mom, would say, okay, since you failed at this, I'm gonna take away so you really understand never to do this again. Take away something that they like, so they don't do this mistake again, and so they're out of fear of failing. I don't want them to be afraid of failing. You fail, but you get back up.
True.
From your mistakes.
That is true. Yeah.
Be worth it. I don't regret.
Because if you have
anything,
fear of failing. And you're gonna feel like it's the end of the world, and you go through depression, and you may do some stuff that you can't reverse,
Yeah, I can see that.
I guess like the fourth and last reason I wanted to say, like, people just don't seem to take breaks, bro. This might just be like my privileged foreign ass like talking here, but my manager hasn't taken like a day off in like years. And like I don't even think anybody's even seen her ever do that. If you get COVID, the school's probably gonna be like, these kids can't teach themselves, like people always kind of give you like the side eye if you're like taking days off for like any reason whatsoever, like including family visiting, a wedding, like literally serious health problems. Like people will literally judge you for that, taking days off for that. So, and just it's a hamster wheel, this is basically kind of like how I see Korean society, it as a hamster wheel. I mean, like, can you really say
what I kind of feel like this is that Korea is what Europeans think America is.
Korea is what American...
No, that's not what I said.
Korea is what Europe thinks America is. What does that mean?
Oh my god.
Huh?
When we do the European reactions, they
Okay.
say, oh, Americans work hard, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
But the reality is not quite that.
Okay.
There are some people who work hard, but some people work hard in Europe too. But Korea seems like that's what Europeans think Americans, like war culture is in America, that's actually is in Korea. That's what it seems like to me. Because I don't know where she's from, Canada.
But you don't see some of here people will take breaks, but do they really especially
she used to take a break, and she's from either Canada or the States, so
I think most likely Canada they'll take a break. I don't think in US they'll take a break.
I don't think
here we
Canadian
get
culture is
burnout.
that different from American though.
Yeah, I agree.
it's that different from North America, but like I will say that you, as a teacher, at least you get 2 months off per year, and here you just don't.
Oh.
You get 2 weeks. Maybe I sound like really entitled.
So what, to go to school in summer?
Oh.
But I'm just like extremely grateful that I live in a country that will allow me to take days off if I'm sick and like if I have COVID. I know this experience is like totally different for like many other people, and that's why I just want to say that like this is totally like very personal to me, but these are the things that I experienced while living here, and is why the reason why my chapter is closing. So I just want to say,
interesting. Not at all what I thought this would be. I thought,
can I see your comments?
yeah, I thought this would be more so about the the political climate, but
Some added content. This is
terrible work culture.
is that a deal breaker though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So especially coming from a Western society.
Have 3 days, 8.
Similar, I'm 30 something in the career change software development to teaching. Everybody's fucking teaching.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh wow, somebody wrote a novel. Yeah, they ain't reading all that. Interesting. Yeah, that's as I said, different than what I thought it would be. But this was more like personal than like the kind of general Korea. I guess the war culture was more like generic Korea idea, but interesting. Yeah.
That's gonna be a problem because we watch how South Korea, they heavily depend on the Chaebol family for
So why is that
their
a problem?
GDP. Well, this is a different field aside from like tech,
Okay.
Chaebol family. If people are like not doing or teaching kids like school education, then ultimately where is their direction gonna go in life if not outside what the Chaebol family provide as work?
No, they will teach. Why you say they won't teach?
I mean, they lose one person from
Yeah,
teaching.
but she's not even Korean. Koreans are gonna teach. The immigrants won't come for that type of job, but Koreans gonna do. They don't know any better. They're gonna do whatever they gotta do.
Because if I'm thinking, okay, internationals, I wonder how much they contribute in terms of GDP to South Korea.
Negligible.
Like tourism.
Tourism maybe, but like internationals working, negligible.
I guess. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.